So what's up everybody? I am a reliable Kuya. I am John Lloyd Paraito and I'm going to discuss to you about the linguistic performances. What is linguistic performances? So linguistic performances, it refers to the actual use of language in concrete situation. It also refers to the set of the specific utterances produced by the native speakers of the language. This term was first introduced in Chomsky's linguistic theory of transformational generative grammar. So, how does linguistic performance work? Well, linguistic performance is really simple. It is how an individual uses a target language, especially in speaking or communication. Remember, speaking or communication. So the diction, gestures, pronunciation, and grammar all constitute linguistic performances. So, how do we measure performances? While linguistic performances may be subjective, especially if we are just using it to measure an individual's ability to speak the language, it can be objectively measured in the classroom settings. So, how do we do that? By oral activities. Of course, oral activities such as debates, oration, speeches, and discourse with their classmates. And that was it for the linguistic performances. The other half of Chomsky's theory will be discussed by my partner, Kuya Bong.
Hey there! Now that we have done discussing the linguistic performance, let us now proceed to its counterpart, the linguistic competence. So, this discussion will include the definition of linguistic competence, how does it differ to linguistic performance, and how does these two concepts interrelate with each other. Now, let us define linguistic competence. According to Noam Chomsky, linguistic competence is the system of linguistic knowledge possessed by native speakers of a language. This includes the ability to comprehend the vocabulary, the grammar, and the proper sentence construction. Linguistic competence measures how much does a speaker know and understand about the language. And next is how does the linguistic competence differ from linguistic performance? Noam Chomsky actually separated performance from competence. He described competence as an idealized capacity that is located as a psychological or mental property or function, while he described performance as the production of actual utterances. So, let's say it like this. Linguistic competence is like a library of an individual that is located on his or her brain. So this library contains all the accumulated knowledge, whether it is taught or experienced, towards a language. So it includes the grammar, the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and sentence construction. So linguistic performance, on the other hand, utilizes the individual's library in order to communicate with other people via speaking or uttering. In its simplest explanation, competence is all about knowing the language, while performance is about how a speaker will be able to perform the language. So let's proceed to how do these two concepts relate to each other. Linguistic performance can be used to assess an individual's linguistic competence. So, the performance of an individual using the language such as English shows their competence in that language. For example, if a person is highly competent or fluent in speaking in English, then that means that their linguistic library or linguistic competence is most likely high also. So that was it for our discussion, guys. I hope you have learned a lot from me and your Kuya John about linguistic performance and linguistic competence. Thank you.